Chaudhary, you can start, Chaudhary.
Yes, ma'am. So today we are going to see the experiment 4. I'm sharing the Word document with you. Okay, so I'll just give the explanation. So the first program is about creating a square wave with 50% duty cycle with delay routines, right? So you know what is mean by a duty cycle, right? If it is 50% duty cycle means it is having equal positive and negative cycles, right? So it is having equal positive and negative cycles, right? And you have studied about ports of 8051, right? So the ports can be either configured as input or as an output, right? So in 8051, we are having 4 ports, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and each port will be having 8 bits. So this screenshot has been taken from the MCU 8051 ID. Okay, you could have seen here, right? So ports P0 is one port, P1, P2, P3, right? There are 4 ports with each 8 bits, right? Each port is having 8 bits, right? So it starts from 0 to 7. Okay, the LSB bit is 0 and the MSB bit is 7, right? And you can use any one port, right? So we are going to create a square wave, right? So you are going to use any one port and any one bit we are going to use, and we have to make it high or low, right? High means it is a positive cycle, low means it is a negative cycle, and we are creating a delay, right, in order to create a prolonged square wave, right? So this is the output, right? So I have just shown it for the illustration, right? So this is the LED panel, which is in MCU 8051 IDE. Okay, so you can select the port number, right? So you have 4 ports, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Any of the port you can select it from here, right? And any of the bit, if you wish to see, that can be selected, right? So I am going to use the port 1 zeroth bit, that is this bit. Okay, so port 1 zeroth bit, right? I am going to make it high or low, right, with a delay. So that is the concept. Okay, so I'll just write the program in the Word document and then copy to MCO, right? It is not visible in MCO, so I'll just write it here. So have you heard of the instruction set B? This set bit. So what this instruction will do is the port 1 zeroth bit is set, right? That is what set B P1.0. So this is for the positive cycle, right? I am setting the bit 0 of port 1. Okay, and I am going to call a delay, right? So it should prolong for some time. Then what I should do? I have to clear the same bit. This is for the negative cycle, right? And then again call the delay, right? So the negative cycle should also prolong for some time. So I should write a delay program, right? So before that I should end this. So I'll use sjump L1, right? Short jump L1. So this loop will go here and this program has to repeat it again to create a continuous square wave, right? So this L1 will go to the first instruction and this set of instructions will be repeated again in order to create a continuous square wave. Okay, so we have to write a delay program, right? We have called the delay function. So we have to write the delay program. So for this, I will be using 2 registers, right? You should have studied this in the theory part, right? So I'm going to use 2 registers. So any registers you can use, I'll use this R6. So I'm going to give a immediate data, right, which is in decimal form. Note down, it is in decimal form. So for register R6, I'm going to give the 02 data. Then for register R7, going to give another decimal value, right? So this will be go on decrementing till it becomes 0, right? So we'll see how it happens, right? So there is an instruction called decrement jump not 0, right? And decrement jump not 0. So you have to decrement first the register R7, right? And you have to continue in this loop. Right? So what I'm doing, decrementing the register R7, right? Decrementing the register R7, and if it is not 0, you have to complete this continue this instruction. Okay. So next, again the same instruction, decrement and jump not equal to 0, the R6 register and another delay one. So what we are going to do, decrement this register R6 and you have to, so delay 1 will come here. So decrement the R6 register, right? And if it is not 0, you continue this 3 set of instructions. Okay. So you have to continue this 3 set of instructions, right? So the last will be return. If the delay is finished, it has to come back to the next statement of the main program, right? So if the delay is called here, it comes here, executes this set of instructions. If the return is executed, it comes back to the clear statement. Similarly, if delay is called here, it will come here, executes this set of instructions. After the return statement has called, it will go here, and this set of instructions will continue, right? So what is the delay, right? So this 2, we are giving R6 register the 2 value, R7 register this 50 value, right? So how to calculate this delay, right? So what is the hexadecimal equivalent of this 0 to this 2, right? So you have to multiply this with what is the contents of R7, because for one decrement of R6, R7 will decrement from 50 to 0, right? So for each decrement of R6, R7 will decrement from 50 to 0. So I am multiplying here, right? 2 into what is the hexadecimal equivalent of 50? It is 32, right? So it is multiplied by, so what is the machine cycle of this move instruction? It is 1, right? What is the machine cycle of same move instruction? It is 1, right? So for decrement DJNZ, it is 2 machine cycles, right? So you are going to repeat these 2 instructions. So totally for the 2 DJNZ instructions, you have 4 machine cycles, right? So you have to multiply it by 4. Then what is the each clock period, right? How to calculate this each clock period is, so what is, what is mean by crystal oscillator frequency, right? So it is approximately 11.059 megahertz, right? So how to calculate the internal clock frequency of 8051? You have to divide the crystal oscillator frequency divided by 12, right? So this you could have studied in the theory part, right? So crystal frequency divided by 12 will give you the clock frequency, right? So if you want to calculate the clock period, you have to just do 1 by f, right? So that is what is this. Okay, so this 1.085 microsecond is your one clock period. Okay, so if you multiply all this, you will be getting so approximately this 0.2 millisecond. Okay, so for this delay program, you will be getting a delay of 0.2 millisecond. Okay, so I'll just put this code in the MCU and we'll see how the output comes. So I have copied the same program. Okay, so we are making a set bit, then we are calling a delay, clear bit, calling a delay. You are repeating the entire program and you have the delay routine, right? So I have made it run. So I'll show it step by step. Okay, so please listen. So first step, we are going to set the bit P 1.0, right? So port 1, it is already 1, right? So the 0th bit, it is 1. Okay, so next is you're going to call the delay. So it goes here and R6 is loaded with 2, right? Can you check here? The R6 register is stored with 02 value, right? Then again, if I execute, R7 value is stored with 32, right? Which is the hexadecimal equivalent of 50, right? So what is the next step is you are going to decrement this R7 register till it becomes 0, right? So can you see here 32 is decremented. For each step it is decremented by 1. Okay, so I'll do it fastly. Yes, so 32. So it has become 0, then it is moving to the next statement. Okay, and then it is decrementing the value of register R6, right? So can you see R6 is decremented by 1. Then again where it goes, right, it is not 0. So it is again going here and loading R7 with 50 again, right? So can you see R7 is again loaded with 32. So for every decrement, for every one decrement of R6, R7 is decremented by a value of 32 in hexadecimal or 50 in decimal. Okay. So you can see I'm stepping out fast. Okay. So it is decrementing. So this R7 register is decrementing. So can you see it has become 0. Then it will decrement this R6. Can you see it is 0, 1 now. After this it becomes 0, right? So one step delay program has been completed. And can you see the time here? It is 210 microsecond. Okay, so what it is? 0.2 millisecond. Okay, so if it return statement is executed, it comes back to the clear, right? If clear P 1.0 is done, the last bit is cleared. Can you see here? It is made to 0, right? So P1 zeroth bit is made 0. Okay, so similarly this happens. Okay, so again it is calling a delay, and this set of delay programs are executed, right? The 0 and 1 alternates, right, with equal delay, that is equal positive cycle and equal negative cycle. Okay, so far we have seen the output in the port 1, right? Port 1, you have the zeroth bit is alternating between zeros and ones, right? So now I'll show you with the LED. Okay. So are you able to see the LED panel here? Yes, okay. So I'm going to make use the last bit only. Okay. So port 1, so and bit is 0. Okay. So that is what we are alternating between high and low, right? So now it is 0, it is LED is on, right? So I'll just animate and show. Okay, so it will run faster. Okay, so can you see the time is running here? So for every 0.2 millisecond, the LED is getting off and it is getting on. So can you see the LED is off now? So if it is 0, the LED becomes on.
Actually, here important point is this LED is in common anode configuration. Okay, so in common anode configuration, bit is equal to, that is P 1.0 is equal to 1 means your LED will be turned off. Okay, suppose your bit is equal to 0 means, that is your 1.0 is equal to 0 means your LED will be turned on. So they have applied reverse logic for this particular LED panel and also your keypad interface. Okay, just they have applied reverse logic. 0 means off, 1 means 0 means on, 1 means off.
Okay. So can you see here? It is 1 here and the LED is off, right? If it becomes 0 in port 1.0, the LED is on. That's what ma'am has explained.
You look at P1, the answer is FE. Okay, and also you parallelly check your port 1 values. Your LED alone, it is in common anode configuration. Okay.
Okay, I'll just stop this. You have any doubts in the first program? Okay. So the second program, you are going to do it by yourself. Okay. So it is similar to the first one. Okay. So a second is toggle all the bits of port 1 every 0.2 millisecond. Right. So what we have done in the previous program, we have taken only a bit of port 1 and we have made it to toggle. So what you're going to do is you're going to toggle all the bits of P1. Okay, so the diagram is shown here. You can see P1 is all ones here, and in the second diagram it is all zeros here. This is what you are going to do. You have to write a program, and the delay is 0.2 millisecond. Okay, so for every toggle it should continue till 0.2 millisecond. Okay, so I'll explain the third program. So third program is you have to keep monitoring the port 1 second bit until it becomes high, right? So that is what I have given it here. So port 1 starts from 0 to 7th bit. Okay, so you are going to monitor this second bit of port 1, right? So until it becomes high. So you have to continuously monitor this bit P1.2, right? So that is A. B is when P1.2 becomes high, write value 45H to P2, right? So whenever this value port 1.2 becomes high, which is 1, write a value 45H to P2, right? So port 2 you also have it, right? So 45 hexadecimal value you have to put it into the port 2. That is the B statement, right? C is send a high to low pulse to 1.3, right? So in this P1.3, you are going to send a high to low pulse that we have already done the first, right? So you are going to set the bit P1.3 and clear the bit P1.3 with a corresponding delay function. Okay. So first what we are supposed to do is, A is you can just have the question, right? First you are going to check this bit P1.2 bit, right? So for that, what is the statement? So jump if bit is not set, right? Jump if bit is not set. So which bit you have to check? P1.2, right? And you have to repeat this loop. Okay, so L1 is the loop. So first is you are going to check whether the port 1.2 is set. If it is not set, you have to repeat this instruction again and again. Okay, so when P1.2 becomes high, write the value for 45H to P2, right? So for that, what you have to do, so before that, you have to move that 45 H to accumulator, right? From accumulator, you are going to move it to port 2, right? Move port 2, comma A, right? So when the statement is executed, if only this port 1.2 is made 1, so the second bit is made 1, you are pushing the value of 45 into the P2. So if the P1.2 value is not 1 initially, it will go into a infinite loop, right? So for that, what we are doing, we are just setting the bit 1.2, right? So second bit is set in the initial stage in order to avoid infinite loop, going into infinite loop here, right? So if this statement, if second bit is 1, it comes here, 45 is loaded into A, right? So we have finished A, we have finished B, right? So next what you have to do, send a high to low pulse to 1.3, right? So that is similar to that of the first program. So what you have to do, set the bit port 1, third bit, So and you have to call a delay. Then again you are going to clear the bit 3 and call the delay, right? Then you are going to continue this program, right? So it comes here, right? If initially it is set, it is okay. Then it is enough, right? Then you are going to continue this set of instructions, right? So you have to write the delay program, right? The same delay program will apply here also, right? So the same two registers we'll use, right? So R6, R7, and we are going to decrement R7 and R6, okay? I'll put this in the simulator. Okay. So you should monitor the port 1, right? Second bit, and then we are moving 45H to accumulator. We are going to check this second bit. Then you are going to put A into P2. Then you are going to set the third bit of port 1, call a delay, clear the third bit of port 1, again call a delay, and you are going to continue the program, right? So I'll go step by step execution, okay? So set P1.2, you can see the ports here, P1.2, then you're moving 45H to accumulator. Can you see accumulator is loaded with the value 45? Then it has checked the bit P1.2, it is 1 here. Can you see? It is 1. So you are moving A into P2. So can you see here? Port 2 is loaded with 01000101, right? Which is the binary equivalent of the hexadecimal 45. Since because the 1.2 bit is 1, it is set. The value of A is moved into port 2. Okay. So next is set B P1.3. So the port 1 third bit is set, right? You are calling a delay, right? So the delay function proceeds as explained earlier, right? You can see the R6 and R7 registers are changing. So can you see this third bit is 0? Now it is the second delay function. So now it is 1, right? So you can just see it using the delay also. Port 1, I'm selecting the third bit. Okay, so port 1, I'm selecting the third bit. So you can see the if port 1 third bit is 0 here, it is on here, right? If it changes to 1, P1.3 changes to 1, it becomes, the LED becomes off now. Can you see? If P1.3 is 1, it is off, right? If P1.3 is 0, right? If it is 0, it is on here. You can see the delay program is running here. R6 and R7 register are decrementing, right? And port 1, third bit is varying between high to low, right? Can you see here? It is changing to 0 and 1. You can check the time also here, right? For every 0.2 millisecond, it will change, right? So you have any doubts in this program? The third program is clear. Okay, second program, you can do it by yourself, right? Just stop the simulation. Yes, ma'am. I have finished, ma'am. Anything else to tell me?
Okay, Sandhya. Okay.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
while submitting the report of this thing,
Yes.
we have to give that LED panel also. When we'll submit the report, so
Yeah.
in that LED panel also we have to display,
Yes,
ma'am.
Mas.
So like, well, we have to show the time
Yes,
taken and
yes.
then,
You have to take a screenshot.
okay, means time will be running with that. We have to show the
Time
LED
taken?
panel. Okay, ma'am.
Can you repeat the question?
It all like the time will be shown, right, ma'am? Down.
Okay, you take a screenshot and submit.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So according to your third program, I will explain this code with one example, okay, with a real-time example. Your port 1.2, right? Okay, so let's assume here the switch is connected. Okay, here Let's assume LED is connected. So the logic behind this program is first you have to configure this P1.2 as an input port. So you have to configure this particular port pin as an input port, and the default configuration P1.3 is an output port. Okay, so here the logic is first you have to configure this P1.2 as an input by using this set bit P1.2 instruction. So this instruction is for input port pin configuration. Okay, and next we are moving 45 to accumulator, and we are going to monitor this P1.2 continuously. Okay, if the switch is pressed, your P1.2 is 1. For that case, this condition is false. Okay, so that case, these instructions will be executed. If the switch is not pressed, it keeps on monitoring your P1.2. If the switch is pressed, we are going to generate a square wave on P1.3. At the same time, we are moving 45, the immediate value, to P2. Okay, so that is the logic. Okay. For input configuration, we have to use this simple keypad. For output, you have to use LED panel. 3. And keypad, we are going to monitor P1.2. So this particular panel act as input device and this act as output device. Is that okay? Is that clear? So we are going to apply input through this keypad. Okay. So based on the input, the output will be reflected on LED panel. So this instruction, jump no bit instruction, continuously monitor the P1.1 status, 1.2 status. Okay. If the key is not pressed, okay, your condition is false. So it comes out of the loop and this instruction will get executed. That is, accumulator value is transferred to P2. At the same time, we are generating square wave at P1.3. So that is the logic behind this one. So next I will explain how to apply input. So please note down the condition for your keypad. If your switch is closed, suppose if your switch is closed, that case your P1.0 is equal to 0, 1.2 is equal to 0. So reverse logic, again reverse logic, when the switch is closed, your port 1.2 holds 0 value. Suppose if your switch is opened, that case P1.2 is equal to 1. Is that clear? So what is the status of P 1.2 now? Whether it is opened or closed, please tell me. Open or close? So what is the status of switch now? Open ஆயிருக்கா close ஆயிருக்கா keypadல open na your bit 1.2 is going to be 1 or 0. Now keypad is open, your P 1.2 is going to be 1. Okay, so next situation, suppose if it is closed. Okay, so your P 1.2 is going to be 0. So based on this logic, your program will work. Okay, so suppose when it is open, your P 1.2 is equal to 1. Otherwise, your port 1.2 is equal to 0. So first set with this P 1.2 is equal to, that is your switch is equal to open. Let's see what will happen. Now your switch is open, your P 1.2 is equal to 1. So the condition is false. Okay, your program control comes over here. So copying the value from accumulator to P2. Okay, now your P2 holds 45 here. Students, please look at here. Your P2 holds 45. At the same time, your LED is being toggled here. That is, your LED is turned on and turned off with certain time of intervals. Okay, just stop your simulation and close your switch. Okay. Execute your code. So look at here, your program control is stopped in this line. It keeps on checking your P 1.2. According to keypad input, your port 1.2 is closed. That is, your switch is closed. So P 1.2 is equal to 0. So P 1.2 is equal to 0 in the lines execute. So it keeps on checking the status of P 1.2. Okay, so for this application, you have to incorporate keypad for input, for giving your input. For verifying your output, you have to use your LED panel. Okay, and also you can check your delay execution time by using this slot. Any other doubts? So next we are going to see, that is going to learn about how to use Proteus design suite to simulate your 8051 assembly codes. Okay. So after installation, you have to run this Proteus software with the option of run as administrator. So you have to run this application in the administrator platform, okay? So this environment is your Proteus environment. Actually, it is a simulation, that is simulation platform where we can create and write applications, that is, and program your microcontrollers without the need of physical hardware. Okay, we can verify our circuits by using the simulator. So it is a combination of schematic capture, PCB layout, and design of PCB. So that helps us to make a complete electronic circuit. So it is like it's a prototyping tool. Okay, so here 3 steps are mainly involved. First, you have to write your code in the form of either assembly or embedded C in your microvision, that is in your IDE, MCU 8051 IDE, and generate hex code of your program or application in simulator, and you have to attach that hex code into the design of Proteus. Okay. So create new file. Students, please note down the steps. Please note down the steps. So here you have to give your project name. Okay. Next, click on next. So here you have to choose this option, create a schematic from the selected template. Okay. Click on next. Don't create a PCB layout. Here you have to click this one. Don't create a PCB layout. Click on next. No firmware project. Here you have to select this option and click on next and finish. So this is your Proteus home page. So this page is called schematic capture, and this area is your building area or programming area. So here you can see a group of drag and drop electronic components. This is for ports. So this option, we have a number of ports configuration. You can configure port as an input or output or bidirectional, and power, ground, and bus. And this option is for your terminals, all your terminals, electronic terminals. This is for pin applications. We can generate graphs by using this option. So it supports many generators, DC, sine, pulse, exponential. So everything is here, from LED to integrated circuits and even few instrument tools like oscilloscope, logic analyzer, and timer, which will terminal, etc. Okay. So this tool is simplified integrated development environment that makes programming the 8051 very straightforward. Okay. So here we have 2 options. The first one is pickup option. That is, pick up the components from library, and L is the library. So it contains the library for all the devices. Okay. So here you can find a lot of devices, from integrated circuits to resistance, LED, any measuring elements we can pick up from this library. So using this option, we can pick up the devices or electronic components from Proteus library. So our microcontroller is 89C51 microcontroller. So there are many options. You have to choose this one. because we are using 8051 microcontroller with 4 KB, 4 memory, program memory, and 33 megahertz here. The frequency is different, 33 megahertz. So select your 89C51 microcontroller and place it in the design area. Okay. And click twice to place the components. Okay. So click twice to place the component and place all the required components from the library. So from the library, you have to identify. So according to your first program, you have to generate square wave on port 1.0. Okay. For that, we need to connect LED to P1.0. Okay. So search LED from the library. Here I am selecting LED yellow. Okay. So place it here and connect each component by clicking at end, start at end nodes. Okay. So connect this end to your P1.0 and you have to ground the LED. For that, you click this option, terminal option, and pick up this ground pin, the ground terminal, and connect. So connect LED other end to ground. So now your LED is grounded. Okay. So this is the schematic diagram for your first program. So what is the next step? So what would be the next step? Already we have done the programming in your simulator. So we have to attach the hex code of that particular program into the 89C51 microcontroller. Okay. So double click this one. So double click the IC. Here you have to attach your program file. So browse your program file. Okay. So browse for the hex file and load the hex file. Okay. And next use these control. We can simulate the circuits in real time. So this is run your simulation environment. You can see. So the LED which is connected to P1.0 blinking at an interval of 2 milliseconds. Okay. So next we have to check the square wave. So for that we just add a virtual oscillator and connect that oscillator at P1.0. Okay. So start the simulation and click this one. So this is the oscilloscope. We place it here. We have 4 channels. Connect any channel to this particular pin. Okay, run this one. So you can see the square wave is being generated at P1.0 with an interval of 130 millisecond. That is 50 millisecond into 5, 250. So 250 divided by 2 for on and off time period, 125. So 125 millisecond with actually square wave interval time period is 125 millisecond. So in this way we can check our design, schematic design. Any doubts? So you can vary the time interval and also amplitude. Any doubts regarding this application? So next one, your third program, that is monitor your P1.2, okay? So this is a schematic diagram for your third application. And note panikungappa just. So you have to connect your keypad at P1.2 and LED at P1.3. And we have to move 45 data to P2. So connect 8 LEDs at P2 port. 8 LEDs to P2. So this is for your input and this is for your square wave generation, and port 2 is for actually after execution we are moving 45 to P2. Other check பண்றதுக்கு we have connected 8 LEDs. So that operation என்னன்னு யாராவது சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். Please tell me. எப்படி input கொடுத்தா எப்படி output வரும்னு. So somebody can unmute and tell me the answer. So what is your observation? On the application schematic diagram la ungaloda observation enna?
Ma'am, ma'am, அந்த key வந்து openல வச்சா இங்கேயும் reverse technology open ஆகும்.
இப்ப key வந்து openல இருந்தா என்ன ஆகும்?
LED on ஆகும்.
Key openல இருந்தா உங்க bit என்ன? 1.2 is equal to 1. So அப்ப என்னெல்லாம் outputs வரும் அதுல? Switch open na your LED will display 45. Rohit correct. அதுக்கப்புறம் இன்னொன்னு என்ன எழுதிருந்தோம் அதுல? உங்க 1.3 would work என்ன? What is the purpose of 1.3? உங்க ஒரு LED connect பண்ணிருக்கோம்லமா பால மீனாட்சி.
Yes ma'am, it will generate the square wave.
It will generate the square wave. Okay. So attach your hex code here. So when the switches, that is keypad is pressed or opened, LED is being toggled, otherwise it is switched off. So parallelly the 45 is written into P2. Suppose when the switch is closed, your P1.3 is equal to 0. So any doubts? So according to your application, you have to connect keypad or button to P1.2 and connect one LED to 1.3 and connect 8 LEDs to port 2. Okay.